We're back in the studio, and we have a very important and guest here, and we are happy to see you there, and we're happy to see you playing on the board chess once again after the...
Yeah, over the board chess is weird after a year of basically staying at home, but it ended up being a reasonably welcome. Reasonably relaxed welcome into the tournament, although it feels like maybe I missed some chances in the end. But if we talk about the game, the critical points were very, very early in the game. First of all, after Bishop d2, of course, Black has a number of choices in the Grunfeld, but I played a very fun game in the Skilling Open a few weeks ago, where David Anton played e3 and h4 against me, and I was basically lost by move 12. And my opponent never really played Bishop d2 until today, not at least very, very rarely. And I thought maybe his inspiration came from that game. And somewhat uncharacteristically for myself, I actually looked at this line after playing that game against David Anton, and I had some ideas here. It's actually a legitimate line. It is not stupid at all, as often happens today with h4 moves. And I thought maybe I will get a chance to show something.
h2, h4 looks very peculiar in this concrete position, because
But it actually is not stupid at all. You have to reply in a very concrete manner, not to be...
Maybe c7, c5 even.
C5 I actually couldn't make work. It's a move you can make, but I don't think it entirely works. And then after knight b6, when he played knight f3, bishop g7, and bishop f4, here I felt kind of stupid, because I've been recently going through my files because of for some reason decided to
prepare for the tournament.
No, prepare for of course not. But I did take upon myself this huge responsibility of writing a course on the Grunfeld for Chessable, and this made me repeat a lot of the files on the Grunfeld, but somehow not specifically this file. And I have a feeling in my previous Grunfeld opus, I think I was recommending this line. I have a feeling that I was probably recommending this line, at least as an additional option. And I was trying to figure out if this is where my opponent is expecting me, so to speak. And he clearly played something that he was not playing previously, and my repertoire against bishop d2 has been very stable for a very long time. So I was trying to figure out if he is expecting me here, and also trying to figure out what he has prepared in this position, if it is where he is expecting me, and also trying to figure out what will happen if I just castle. And we spoke briefly after the game, and he said his entire preparation at home was to play e3. And then over the board, he thought, why not bishop b5, and played bishop b5. So we both kind of approached it in a slightly weird way.
Alexei decided to solidify quite early in the opening.
Yeah, and
just eliminating the pair of bishops.
It's actually not that stupid. And he told me that he looked at it briefly at home, like it's not zero preparation. But if I start with knight d7, I mean, understandably, some position like this is probably not equal. This is like a very nice Catalan for white.
Yeah,
it's not horrible, but it's going to be a very nice Catalan. And because of that, I took on e5 first. And then played knight d7. And even after knight f3, I was also considering the move e5. Although here c5 is playable. In particular, I thought g3 here is less threatening, because I think I'm gaining some time. And after d5, I was very curious about this move f5.
Wow.
Because otherwise, if I allow e4 here, it looks very unpleasant for black. So I was thinking about f5 followed by knight f6 and trying to kind of round up this.
Actually, you're better developed, and probably you can...
I mean, it's very risky, but if it works, we could get a very double-edged position. Instead, he played knight d3, and I have a feeling what I played here is more or less required, because if I give him time to stabilize, like get g3 bishop g2
he will try to control the outposts on c5 and e5.
It's not very pleasant, but I think e5 is a smart choice here, I think the critical position really in the game is whether this is any good for white. I don't really know. It's a legitimate pawn sacrifice. I'm not going to ever win that. I mean, maybe sometime later, but I'm not aiming to win it back straight away. I'm just aiming to prove that my development advantage here and somewhat weakened king on e1 is going to be full compensation. And I was also sort of playing against a specific opponent here a little bit, because I think Alexei is generally a very, very solid player who prefers not to have too many adventures in the opening. So I had a feeling f4 was not coming, and I wasn't like, I actually would prefer f4 to happen here because I can lose, but I can also win. But I had a feeling g3 was much more likely, and then we get the position we got in the game where I think we can go all the way sort of to the final position, and I felt kind of stupid not continuing here because optically it looks like I should be slightly better, but I've spent, on my clock plus the time Alexei was thinking about his moves, I spent trying to find a plan after what he did. Queen d2, it's basically a draw for, but also he could play something like e3 or b3 here, and I just couldn't figure out how I make any progress. And I ended up, also because I spent like 25 minutes on castling and then 20 minutes on bishop takes e5, I had not a lot of time here, and I didn't really feel like continuing was going to be, very profitable, let's put it like this.
Yeah, so it means that neither c5 nor like h5 or king g7.
Yeah, I thought white wants to play something like b3, e3, and then like if he gets those two moves in, I really don't understand how I'm making any progress. So you have to play. Yeah, I thought c5 was very critical in all of these positions, and my major worry was I couldn't really. How do we get rid of all the arrows are not disappearing for some reason?
Yeah, you just I'll make it just quite quickly.
So you have to actually click on all of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
with the right button. Yeah. No, the board looks a bit better.
Yeah, because I drew a little bit too many arrows there, honestly. After c5, my major problem was that, I understand it looks a bit ugly, but I couldn't even figure out how I'm making any progress after, let's say, he goes a2, a4. And this is a very beautiful position. I have my pawns on the right pieces, on the right squares.
After a4, can you play queen d4 first? Let's say like you fix the structure on the queen side, and now you can try to shake your opponent, ask him.
Sure. Yeah, queen d4 is a move you could definitely make here. But like even if, let's say, queen c2 happens,
and then like
maybe the queen goes
there,
to
or queen b4.
Yeah, maybe. For some reason, like in this particular position, I was checking everything else. I was trying to make b5 work. I kept on looking at ideas of like playing queen c5 with the intention of playing b5. But let's say we actually get there. Hang on a second.
It just relax.
Let's say white goes like, I don't know, b3, b5, e3, and the more I looked at this, the less I understood why I'm supposed to be better.
Yeah,
even queen d4 is becoming an idea. And for some reason I was very very centered on the idea of pushing the b pawn first, and then maybe hoping to push c5 later. I guess c5 was the way to go forward. But I think we've generally spent a little bit too much time on this game. It didn't really deserve all that. We should be looking at the Nepomniachtchi Matlakov game, right?
Let's go there.
That's the game everybody wants to see anyway. My game wasn't that exciting. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
That's a mess on the board. I'll try to erase all of these arrows. Yeah, like I think I've stopped it falling from the move 20 when Jan played bishop e2.
I can tell you, I've briefly checked how big my advantage is according to the machine, so I know a little bit. I clicked through this. Rook e8 is what Maxim played here, I think, is the correct move.
Yeah, but what would be if black would opt for rook a7, which is kind of very typical on this?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but like rook a7 was my own idea, so now you can see like in the lines where I was trying to play rook a7.
Rook a7 with the idea of b5.
Every single position.
Yeah, I don't know, but we've gone too far. But just to show you like the nonsense the machine says here. Apparently, the only move in this position that is any good is the move h4, h3, which I'm pretty sure is impossible to consider. At least that's what the somewhat weak engine on the website was saying. Like you are absolutely supposed to play h4, h3 here, which I think no human person will ever, it will not enter into the top 5 ideas.
You know what is the most funny thing? That probably is a human being, the first thing that comes to our mind, that's just not, why not to play g2 or g4 instead of taking h3?
So many things. Yeah, first of all, I don't really understand why we're opening the g file for white. And also, yes, g4, bishop g4, rook g1 is something I have to calculate.
No, maybe
it just doesn't look natural.
Maybe I've got the question, because after g4, all of a sudden black can take on g4 with the bishop.
And and then maybe even on f3 if you continue, or f5, who knows? But it's all in the past. But what Maxim played is the move b5, which I thought was absolutely logical. I thought this is what you're supposed to play. But this the machine dislikes, although my information is like 3 moves old. I don't know if queen b7 is the best move in this position. I was also very curious about knight b4. I thought maybe Maxim's intention was to play knight b4 and not knight b8. But that, as I now realize, I've actually mixed up the heavy pieces on the king side. I thought it was attacking the queen, but it's offering a queen trade. So I'm slightly insane, to nobody's great surprise. So knight b8 was played. Jan played queen b7.
Could he simply take on b4? Isn't it like
queen b5, c6?
Too many pawns for the sacrifice. Yeah, but then c file is open.
I think it's not only the piece. It's also that, as you mentioned, you cannot really reestablish the knight on d5 there, because rook c8 check will happen.
That's true.
So he played queen b7, c6, knight c7, and this is the weirdest position I've seen in a while. It's just so supremely weird. I have no idea what's happening.
I just click it once again.
First of all, can we take on e3? I was wondering if we can take on e3 here. I understand it's also something that didn't happen, but for me, as I consider myself a hopeless romantic, I was wondering about this because I want to take on f4.
Yeah.
And even after knight e8, I want to just get to that square.
Yeah, but maybe the main problem that bishop f4 is not even a threat, because because like if knight e8, rook e8 counts with a check, right? I mean, like in the initial position.
Yeah. And in this position, I don't know, play something like queen g5 and pretend you have fantastic positional compensation because the rook comes to e6. And I was getting all excited about all of this. Like, I mean, probably the machine laughs at this and says this is completely insane and white is completely winning, but it's not obvious to me. I don't know. I mean, maybe just
neither for me.
Yeah, maybe just queen e2 and then queen d1 and say that we are a piece up and there is no attack, which will be very, very sad for me because I will.
But very, very realistic.
Yeah, but it's what often happens. Yeah, you sacrifice your entire chess set and then the machine says ha and just collects everything. And but instead of all this, after knight c7, Maxim played rook c8 and Jan played e4. And well, the assumption has to be that you at some point include.
Yeah, basically, it's not less natural. So, I mean, like rook e3 means giving up some material, and still Maxim tries to hold at least.
Yeah, he was trying to keep it sane. Let's put it like this. But I think this is not the position to aim for sanity. And also, I think Jan is just so happy that the king will be on b1. It's just such a huge big deal that the king actually gets pushed towards safety.
Okay,
I'm still not entirely sure. Like, what happens
bishop
if we
takes king b1?
Let's say if we go bishop d7 or some. Yeah, okay. Bishop b5 is not what I was planning to do. Yeah, bishop f4, king b1, bishop d7. But I guess now white just has knight a6, right? And he's stabilized successfully. Let's count the pawns. I can't really figure out. White is 1 up, 2 up, 1 up.
I think 1 up. Yeah.
1 up. Yeah. But more importantly, his king is completely safe and.
Yeah, and let's say if knight takes on a6, we would rather take on d7.
Take on d7 and then the queen goes back somewhere.
Yeah, and this position is clearly better for white for sure.
Yeah, this looks like not only are we a pawn up, but we've also solved all of the issues. The king is safe.
At least we're a pawn up. Yeah.
Yeah, and to go with it, we have an extra pawn as well. Yeah, it looks quite nice for white. So yeah, it looks like this has been there's been a turnaround. I don't really see how we can successfully avoid this. We can take on c7 with something.
Probably with a rook, by the way.
Yeah, with a rook. Yeah, let's try this. Rook c7.
Queen
we take
takes.
On b8. There's also ef. Honestly, I mean, ef is not that stupid, but maybe black is not.
Yeah, we can include queen b8, rook c8, and then ef probably.
No, I thought because if bishop c8 e5 probably just wins material. Yeah, we can't really do that.
Yeah, it feels like.
So we go rook c8, and then I think ef works. Although, hang on, check.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Yeah, I cannot do that because the queen on b8 actually protects the pawn on f4. This is just winning for white, no? Queen f5. Queen f5, yeah, that's the move.
Wow.
Because the rook on h6 protects the bishop on d6, and then I take on f4 next move. Can we do this? If you play bishop
probably yes.
Yeah. Because like if you do this, I'm getting some kind of a normal looking endgame.
Yeah,
no, it's
not taken on e4.
Sorry, the queen is not hanging anymore.
I was also extra queen in the endgame.
Yeah. I was actually planning to take queen takes e4 next move, and then I realized
like a pre-move. Yeah,
the queen is not hanging anymore. So yeah, this is.
No, but I mean,
so what happens?
Probably white has to play queen b7.
Yeah, so we take the knight here. And then after rook c8, we just don't touch the bishop on f5 at all. Yeah, we go like queen b7 or queen b6 somewhere. Queen b7, I suppose, yeah?
Seemingly, yes. Like queen b7, yeah.
Black can take on f4 with a check, but the king still gets to b1. And once again, we have a situation where white is a pawn up, and his king is safe.
Yeah, black still can include rook b8.
Yeah, this is probably...
Don't ask me why. And
this is probably better than the previous one, I think. The previous one looked hopeless. This one looks worse for black, but not hopeless. But yeah, I'm definitely preferring white here.
Yeah, queen a7 and full control.
Yeah. There's still some play, like bishop g4 is a move. There's definitely some counterplay, but I think white is probably reasonably well in control here. Yeah, but that's a very, very interesting game, and apparently, from what I understand, hugely theoretically relevant. I have no idea about the Rogozins and the things, but my impression was that they both knew quite well what they were doing, quite deep into the game.
Yeah, I think like f4 was the first moment of the game where Maxim started to spend some time.
Yeah, he more or less blitzed it all out.
And I was a bit curious, could he play queen g3 there instead of queen g6? Let's say queen g3. I mean, at least it seemed to be more logical than queen g6.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no immediate refutation, you keep more things under pressure, right? Yeah, I don't know. Looks
so probably like queen g3. If let's say if bishop e2, I still insist on my own idea playing rook a7 there.
Yeah, rook a7 does look very, very interesting.
Because otherwise, if let's say queen g3, bishop e2, queen g2 looks a bit weird because like we make like two moves in a row with the queen while white has developed all their pieces, like rook g1, queen f2, and some queen d1 stuff.
Yeah, I was looking at even in the game. I was wondering if black could take on. That's actually the same position in the game. Yeah, because he could have taken on g2. In the game as well. And I didn't see any forced refutation. I guess he did not want to give white all that extra time.
Yeah, so my point was like after f4, queen g3, after bishop e2, it was better to play rook a7.
Yeah, is e4 a move here?
f4,
queen g3, e4.
Yeah, so yeah.
I guess bishop g4 is annoying, or something.
Yeah, bishop g4 at least, and maybe some other tactical stuff. Yeah, but I don't see it.
Maybe I was wondering, once again, I'm trying to establish a way for the king to run towards safety, and c2 becomes available to the queen.
Yeah, that's like an instinct.
Yeah, but maybe we can even be greedy and pick up the pawn, because I was hoping to play rook d3, but I now realize that queen e1 check is a bit annoying. Yeah, is a bit annoying here.
Can I play bishop e2 instead of rook d3?
Yeah, I probably should. Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
The position is total mess, and but it still white looks safe with his king on b1.
Yeah, the moment the king reaches the b1 square, it starts looking a lot better.
At least in the human point of view.
Yeah. And Maxim is actually still thinking after e4. I wonder what we're missing. Is he planning to, what other moves you can even make apart from, but bishop takes c7 just doesn't look right. You can play bishop c7, ef, and then, maybe this is what actually he's trying to evaluate this endgame, I guess, maybe. And queen d7 in the end.
Are we forced to trade the queens, by the way? Otherwise there is queen b6, some c5 stuff also.
Queen b6 doesn't really look like it's an improvement. And also I can go like queen c7. No, queen c7, queen c7, queen c5.
Yeah, sorry, like bishop c7, bishop c7, queen c5.
Queen c5, it does maybe come out. So maybe you actually have an option of queen b6. I assumed you couldn't, because c5, queen b5 doesn't really worry me that much. It's a pawn.
Yeah, probably just a blunder. Yeah, queen b6 and...
So maybe queen b6 is playable. Yeah, I assumed the queens were coming off, and I think white is slightly better there if the queens come off, but maybe it's not horrible for black.
Yeah, but in case if black won't manage to trade the queens, it could be just worse.
Yeah, then black is much worse, because the king on f8 will finally... Black will finally start feeling the difference in king safety.
So probably like d4, d5 is a threat.
d5, rook h1 simply is a hugely unpleasant.
So this knight on d8 is a bit stuck and still. Yeah. So white is better. How much are they? We don't know. But
it looks like he is going for this, because he has just, as you can see on your screens, he has just taken on c7 with the bishop. Let's briefly look at other things.
Yeah.
There's this position, which, I've been very puzzled by this game.
Yes.
I mean,
starting from knight e7.
Positionally, like if you ignore the fact that there's a king on f1 and a knight on g1, white has achieved so much here.
Yes, for sure. They have a better pawn structure.
Yeah, unfortunately, he does have a king on f1 and a knight on g1, which will be,
Yeah, we can scroll back to the 17 moves after knight e7, because I thought, like, knowing Mikhail's style of play, I was like 100% sure that he's aiming to, like, play knight h3, knight g5, and just wait for some move to be made by Sergei. Maybe like rook e2, I don't know, like transfer the king to the queen side, rook e1, double h file, I don't know. So looks very puzzling, but it's hard.
I don't know. It's a position where, like, the structure generally, as a player of the Spanish myself, I don't really enjoy the structure, and there are people who play it well, and I think Sergei is one of those people. I think he played enough of it with both colors to understand what goes where. But normally there's no knight on g1. Normally this knight pair is on these two squares.
Yeah.
And actually white, I think, had an option of doing that. He was not obliged. Oh no, that knight came from here and it went here and here. Yeah. So very strange position. And what they have on the board right now.
Just let's evaluate, because obviously it's quite hard to calculate even a single line. Let's make a conclusion about the final position.
I have a feeling black is doing really well, because white is playing basically, effectively a piece down. This knight on g1 is so cut off, and it's just like you can't even get g3, king g2 in comfortably. I think it's just very difficult to even achieve that. And eventually, I think Sergei will push b5 and. Something will happen on the queen side, and his pieces will start getting squares. And
he has to.
And also 26 minutes against 6. Yeah, which is.
So, but white's plan is to play rook h3, rook g3, and then release the knight from g1.
And then finally start getting
knight e2, knight c1, knight b3 back on the queen side.
Maybe. I don't know. It feels to me like Sergei will end up the happier of the two. But maybe I'm underestimating white's position. Maybe it's so solid that. The fact that we are, playing...
the important factor that Antipov is a bit low on time.
Yeah. We are
and in this kind of position, it can pay off.
Yeah, it definitely... if Sergei actually finds a way to start asking concrete questions here, it's going to be a very tricky time trouble for Mikhail on 6 minutes for 15 moves here. And we also have
Daniel against Andrei, and I think Daniel was much better.
Yeah, he was close to winning. I don't know if that's still true. Yeah, this is the current position. Something went badly wrong for our friend Andrei in this game.
And after 21st move, king h1, I was strongly convinced that bishop f5 is the
only way to go, yeah?
Not the only, but it looks maybe the most natural, because bishop d7 is a bit low. It's like rook a d1, queen f6. It feels like all of the pieces
it doesn't really look very attractive.
So and bishop f5, queen takes f5, queen c4. I think black has a more or less good practical chances.
Still looks extremely
dangerous.
Still
looks bad, like queen f2,
d6,
and d6.
d6, rook d1, bishop d5. It feels like you probably end up not liking this very much.
Probably, yeah.
So what's happening? In the current position, I'm trying to figure out why knight b6 isn't just winning. I mean, there must be. I guess he just goes rook e5. I guess I'm overselling how much this attacks everything.
Maybe even bishop b5, queen c5, bishop e2. It doesn't look very good, at least because of knight d7, knight d7, and.
This one I actually did calculate, and I didn't think specifically because of rook f2. I thought it's just.
Oh well, yeah, that's the answer.
If 97, maybe we could try something, but after rook f2, I thought we
just resign. Rook f2 is quite convincing.
Yeah, but I think it's rook e5 that he's intending. White is of course not forced to go knight b6 at all. There are plenty other moves, like rook d5 is a move.
Yeah, but if knight b6 is a direct win.
Well, rook e5, how do you? I don't see how we win any material here.
My initial guess was to play queen c5.
Yeah, I know it's tempting, but I don't know if it works.
Yeah, but it's difficult to progress
hang on,
afterwards.
Queen where does it go?
Queen c3?
Queen c3, knight f8.
So we take the
other one.
Wow.
We take the other one.
We take the other one.
Yeah, but after queen g5, we still keep control over the d8 square, so I don't know.
Yeah, so in this case, yeah.
Here, at least we get to play queen d8 in the end. And yeah, who knows what this is? This may be just fine for black, because the white is some way away from creating direct.
Yeah, but feels like still like white is out of risk. But
probably not risking very much.
Taking on b7 or
bishop
whatever.
b7, bishop c6, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's probably unnecessary.
Yeah, we can like quickly. Yeah, but Dubov played knight b6 and.
Yeah, I don't really think anything apart from rook e5 is even possible. Like I just don't see any other choices.
Maybe after rook e5, white can simply take on d7 and
b7 or queen c7 or something. Yeah, like
including queen c7 as well.
Yeah, including queen c7 looks tasty.
It looks very, very unpleasant.
Yeah, it looks very tasty because you cannot possibly allow d7, so you probably end up playing something like queen e6, and then we can throw in rook takes f2 and just continue from there, I guess. Or take on b7 finally. It just looks very nice for white.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so Dubov is about to.
Yeah, I think he's
play the first decisive game of the tournament.
Yeah, he looks, and also everything up to this point actually happened in the Nepomniachtchi Matlakov game up to queen b6.
So this game is all about if black will manage to trade to swap all the queens.
Yeah, if the queens come off, maybe it's not that horrible, but I don't see any way to force the queens off because the white queen escapes via these types of squares if you let's start chasing it with queen d8, queen c7.
Yeah, so Dubov is about to win the game against. I would say win the game because
looks very
optically
looks very promising. Yeah, rook e5 as expected.
His position looks very promising.
As expect. Well, okay.
A lot of errors.
I'm giving up on the arrow drawing. I'm as usual completely hopeless at that. Yeah.
So rook e5 is already played.
Rook e5 played. There's other options, I assume, but knight d5 queen takes d6 is a mistake because there are no good jumps for that knight, I think. Although, hang on, yeah, there's a cute idea there: knight d5 queen d6 rook f2, and asking, do you actually have a good defense against knight f6 check?
Like f5 probably.
F5, yeah, f5 is maybe a good. Yeah, I completely missed f5. Yeah,
but even after f5, the second question is what black is going to do next.
What is king h8, slowly start coming out of the corner. f5 was necessary because if you play, let's say, if you play king h8 here, whoa, okay, that did something unexpected. The problem is knight f6 actually still attacks everything.
Wow.
So we're still winning a queen here.
Yeah, looks beautiful, but in this case,
yeah, but f5
in terms that at some point black can give up the queen.
Yeah, of course, but I assume black
I've been
loses.
thinking about like b7, b6 for all of a sudden. I mean, after let's say,
yeah, and then just take on f6.
Yeah, and just take on f6 and pretend that we are not that bad. Probably that can be a fortress.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely save some of these positions. Yeah, maybe not guaranteed.
Yeah, but in practical point of view,
I think Andrei would be happy to get this out of the position he has right now.
Yeah, in comparison to the position on the board right now after rook e5.
Yeah, there has to be something stronger.
Did Daniel played anything there?
No, he's still thinking, which I think is correct. I think there's no reason for him.
Yeah, the critical moment
to hurry.
Yeah, queen c5 is not deciding the game.
At least not that we can see. Yeah.
But knight d7 looks very tempting,
just
very natural.
Knight d7, queen c7 looks very natural. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to see the fabled Balenciaga sweater on full display today. It's a trademark by this point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good joke.
Very, very nice to see Daniel sticking to his guns in regards to dress code. Very admirable, principled stance he has on this topic. Yeah, much better for white. I've no idea how to do it cleanly apart from 97 Queen C7.
Yeah, and Dubov is better in time. It's quite unpleasant for black to defend this position. And yeah, so we are betting on Nepomniachtchi against Matlakov and Dubov and Yesipenko.
Yeah, Maxim has done something quite clever. He is actually trying to lock that queen in the corner somehow. He's played Queen D6, stopping Queen C5, and he's not really threatening to catch it or even attack it necessarily. But he's
at least protect the square.
Yeah, he is trying to make it as difficult as possible for that queen to rejoin the action in the center and on the king's side.
By the way, if we'll try to
is D5
follow, yeah, D5 the move.
D5 a move.
Because let's say if C takes D5, maybe we can take on D6 even. Rook D6 and Knight B5, trying to collect all of the fruits on the queen side.
Queen takes B5
Queen
was also
Queen B5 also. It was also
D5 is definitely tempting, but you could also, I think, just completely ignore Queen D6, go Rook HF1 and sort of ask, okay, you made that move, what's your next move? Eventually, I don't know, Bishop F5, Knight E4 might become a threat or something. I don't think
so the material is equal, but the position is bad for black.
But you know black
is
in trouble.
Maybe Knight D7, maybe black has
Knight D7,
something
I want to just play, I don't know, Queen A6 or something and continue asking to... Although maybe it's playable and now something like Rook E8 or some such. And Rook HF1 is actually what Jan ended up playing there. I think he also feels that...
Yeah, because in this position after Rook E8, we still have to...
Yeah, there's this endgame. If all else fails, we have the endgame after Queen takes C6, which is probably quite good for white. There's going to be some drawing chances, but it's going to be quite nice for white, obviously. In the end, there will be a lot hanging.
Rook HF1 on the board.
Yeah, and also
Knight D7 instantly.
Yeah, 23 against 5 as well, which is...
So 2 time troubles and 2 bad positions for black pieces. And
not insignificant. Yeah, the issue is it's so difficult to imagine how black, solves the underlying problems. Maybe you can actually go Queen A6, Rook C7 and hope to play, I don't know, Knight F6, King G7 and stabilize that way. But yeah.
And generally, Jan is very good in this kind of position where he's he's better not winning yet, but he makes a lot of very deep tricks on the time trouble.
Yeah, he is going to be a nightmare to play against in this position for Maxim, because he is going to be asking small tactical questions every move, and every mistake you can count on being punished. So it's not going to be fun at all for Maxim here.
And
hang on, I think maybe. Daniel actually sacrificed the queen there.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Just let's briefly give a look.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, I'm very curious now. Has he missed Queen G5? Because he played Queen C5 reasonably quickly, and now he is thinking, which is a strange, sequence of things. But also Queen G5 is you're not supposed to be missing Queen G5. There's only really 2 moves you need to calculate there, Queen C3 and
okay, once again. Yeah, Knight F8 is played.
Yeah, Knight F8, King F8 will be played, I guess.
Quite quickly.
I assume, yeah. And
do we need to play D7?
No, we don't. But if we take on F2 here, which I guess is the other logical move, there's Rook C1. I don't know if we need to allow...
Rook C1.
I don't know if we need to allow a trade of 1 pair.
Because I've only been considering Rook B5.
Rook B5 is also a move. Yeah, I don't know how it loses, but I'm worried about allowing Rook C1. I feel like maybe this gives black...
So it could be a blunder. At least it's not that clear.
I mean, I still agree with you that white runs no serious risks here. I'm pretty sure white is fine, but I'm not sure if this was optimal in terms of winning.
Let's quickly get back to the position that we've been looking for after Knight B6. Yeah, so instead of Queen C5, so we've summed up that after Knight D7, Knight D7...
Yeah, we thought this was very strong, but maybe he didn't feel that the position, let's say, after Queen C7, Queen E6 was that clear for some reason.
Yeah, even taking on B7 there. Because this line looks very forcey.
Well, even immediately, actually, we don't have to...
I mean,
we don't have to even include now Queen C7, Queen E6. Yeah, this is very curious because, I mean, what they have on the board right now, it still looks nice for white, but I'm not 100% convinced it's...
So, but d7 is also played very quickly.
Yeah, he's also played d7. Maybe he wants to play b6 here. But I think rook b5, I still win that pawn.
No, but then the rook... Yeah, but the rook is pinned, so I mean, it's forced to protect the d7 pawn. Maybe they have some like... Yeah, but b6 is quite clever, because
b6
after rook b5, we can try to transfer the another rook.
To like c4 or something, yeah. Like rook f2, rook b6, rook f4. And yeah, rook c4 is a huge, big threat.
Yeah, like probably white is in time to control the c file.
It's very possible, yeah. Maybe he's just calculated all of this and he is very certain about his...
Yeah, but if b6 is possible, how black should react?
I think it's below, yeah.
Ah, sorry.
I think you have to scroll down.
Come on. So d7, queen d8, and yeah, b6 is very clever.
Yeah, maybe there's something better that black can do if we could somehow attack the pawn on d7 very quickly.
Like rook e5, rook e7.
Rook e5, even bishop takes b7
bishop takes
exists.
b7,
yeah,
probably killing.
Bishop b7 exists. Yeah, maybe this is just very smart by... But he's already played rook f2, which is very interesting.
Wow.
So if we go rook b5 here, or maybe he just goes rook f4 anyway.
I know, he just... Yeah, he goes for the same idea, but in a bit different interpretation. Yeah. Like
rook b5, rook f4
rook f4, and then
be
rook
winning, yeah.
a4 after rook c5. So it's like...
Even rook e4 just wins on...
Or rook e4
maybe
as well.
just wins on the spot, yeah. So I guess he was just... He estimated this position much better than we did.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, just rook f4, and it seems like black is never in time to get to the d7 pawn, and eventually something bad will happen.
Yeah, so we've been trying to create something on the board while Daniel just played all of the strict moves.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
looks bad, yeah. Looks kind of bad.
Rook f2 and like maybe some hidden chances for black.
And you can play rook c7, but bishop h3 really is not a move you are, you know...
Like
yeah,
g6, let's say. g6, b6 intermediate. And
g6...
b6 intermediate probably.
Yeah, b6 also, also quite decent. You could also, I guess...
Bishop e6, f5, g4, e4. Yeah. I mean, like white has a variety of opportunities.
Yeah, many things.
Yeah, so Dubov is about to win his game against Andrei Isipenko and, yeah, upsetting the young Russian star. And so once again, Antipov against Karakin, and that will be the last game.
Ah, okay, so the pieces actually came out of the corner a little bit, but Sergei is about to have a passed pawn on the b file, so this is getting very sharp.
Yeah, Sergei decided to regroup his major pieces on the queen side. I mean,
he's going to push, you know, both b4 and c4 are playable, but I would expect him to push the b pawn to b3 and then, you know.
Yeah.
Think again after that, because that looks logical.
Yeah, rook d1. What was the purpose of rook d1, by the way?
I guess the pawn was hanging.
Yeah, that's true. But
I mean, I understand it sounds.
Yeah, but in this case,
it's not hanging. Yeah, sorry.
It's not hanging.
Yeah, it's not hanging at all.
Yeah, but
knight g5 check. Yeah,
a severe time trouble.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I was thinking about knight d2. I mean.
Yeah, that looks more.
Knight d2, knight b3.
But maybe the rook f8 is annoying.
Wasn't it one of the
yeah, but maybe it was
very
just
last
there.
move.
Yeah, maybe it was just there. It's very difficult.
Back.
Yeah, very hard to estimate what's happening.
But maybe there's still nothing wrong for black. But b4c takes b4. That's the move I don't really like for Mikhail, because now this
the bishop on d6.
Yeah, now the bishop goes on b6, and now Sergei will double and file back. So c takes b4. Maybe d4. What was the idea?
Yeah, maybe he expects to.
Maybe d4.
I think he did play d4. It feels like
he has to. Otherwise, there is it's pointless.
But I think Sergei will not even mind giving up the pawn on if like b3 and then queen b6 or queen a6 or something.
Say queen a6
and I mean g rook f8, and we don't really care about the pawn on e5 very much. We've made so much progress on the queen side.
Yeah, and this position looks very dangerous for white.
No, this looks like a typical game where Sergei just has so much more experience playing these structures that eventually he just started to tell. He is so good in these types of positions that if you give him an opening somewhere, he is going to exploit it.
Yeah, and optically it looks like Sergei is very slowly maneuvering, but at some point when white tries to explode the center, Suddenly it looks like all of the pieces are on the right spot.
Yeah, everything is exactly where it's supposed to be in his camp. So yeah, I think Mikhail is in trouble. And what's happening? Let's take one last look at the Nepomniachtchi Matlakov game, and then I'll probably. He did play rook. He didn't play rook c7. I was kind of wondering about rook c7, but maybe he thought d5 was very strong.
Yes, but then rook e8. What we've been.
Well, I mean, queen c6 wins a pawn on the spot.
Queen c6.
You have this option. That's sort of one option, and there might be something stronger. I mean, d5 in particular is d5. Maybe knight c5 is not. d5 is actually the one thing you are not supposed to do here, because knight c5 is a very strong reply.
Simply winning the pawn, right?
Yeah, Jan just played bishop c2. Jan says, I don't need to calculate. I'm just so much better that.
So he was a bit unsure about the endgame. So he knew that it's probably much better, but it couldn't be.
I think he also just enjoys, giving.
Yeah, but this position is a torture for black.
It's just his advantage is never going away. Even if, let's say, black establishes some kind of knight f6 king g7 setup, even that position will be very annoying.
It looks like White's king's dream will come true. He'll play king a1 somewhere and bishop b3 or bishop b3 a3 knight king a2.
A lot of problems that Maxim will have to continue solving until the game is over, and it feels like eventually you just allow something and die.
Also a deep time trouble and
although I mean they've made it's move 31, so it's not 32 actually. It's not as bad as it might look. In effect, Maxim has 9 minutes for 8 moves if you include the increment, but.
Yeah, but the position is quite concrete and
not in this position. In this position, this is not a lot. Going to be very, very difficult for Maxim to survive this.
Knight f6 is played.
Yeah, d5 is actually quite attractive here if you want to start forcing the issue with white. But you could also just continue waiting, like rook f3, rook df1 comes to mind.
Yeah, doubling on f5 looks very natural.
Bishop b3 and then hinting at some f7 shenanigans also doesn't look stupid. Just a very nice position for white.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe it's time to have a slight break and to let Peter relax and prepare for the next game. And I hope that tomorrow we'll see him in the studio again.
We'll see how it goes. But
in a better mood, in a better result.
I'm in a perfectly fine mood today, but I don't know if the better mood exists, to be honest.
Yeah, while you haven't been playing on the board for, almost a year.
This is a very, very workable mood, I will say. I'm not really expecting much more than this.
Happy to hear it.
Yeah, but anyway, thanks for having me, and Daniel will be back with the coverage in a short while.